Hello. Some of you may know me. I was recently asked by two idiots to say a few words on their behalf. So, here goes. They're raw, unrefined, definitely rough around the edges. Apparently, they're all you're gonna need for the next 2 hours. Really?
Hi everyone, I'm Andre and we're back with another episode of the program that gives you a snapshot into what guys talk about when they get together. So yeah, grab a ticket, take a seat and get ready for the sort of discussion which can be found in any barbershop around the world. Heavy on opinion, passion and chanter. Welcome to Something for the Weekend. Yeah, I'm feeling that funky new intro. So yeah, with me today we have Joey from the B3F podcast. Say hi, Joey.
Hey, how is everyone today?
You know how we do. And yeah, we've got Big T from the I Can't Make This Up podcast. Say hi, Big
What's
T.
up, everybody? How y'all doing today?
Yeah, we do. And we have Roxanne from the Juxtaposition Debate podcast.
Hi, guys.
All right, so before we get into it, how is everyone? Everyone good?
Yeah, tired, but I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. Tired.
Same feeling here. Long weekend.
Yeah. Long
So should we go into more details about why Joey's tired? A bit of overtime,
house projects. Spent all day long working on trying to remodel the bathroom, and I had to get up early this morning because I got a pork shoulder on the smoker going to have some pulled pork later. So
Joey's juggling, everyone. Joey's juggling.
It's just tired. Erratic sleeping patterns as well. So it is what it is.
Okay, well, let's see if something for the weekend can really sort of mess things up for you.
Yeah, really.
All right, so yeah, this week, I think you guys know we're not going to do the views on the news. Instead, we're going to share some intimate parts of our lives to all those watching and listening, based on the things that happened to us in the past. So yeah, we're going to reveal some personal stuff, I guess. And this should be quite familiar to Joey. It's going to be a bit like therapy.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so let me kick things off, and I've got a modern day Rapunzel story to tell. So yeah, I first met Roxanne. Work was being done on the house that she lived in with her family, and they had scaffolding all around the place. So some nights I would either climb the scaffolding and say hi, or Roxanne would climb down and come back to my house to meet the family.
Just to say hi.
Of course. Right, but one morning, but one morning when we went back to my place and was come back in the morning, and there were lights on in the house downstairs, so we knew that meant that her mum was up. So normally the back door is at the side of the house, so you still go through like the front gate, and then the door is at the side to get into the back garden, to get round to the back where you could climb the scaffolding. But because the lights were on, we couldn't do that. So I had to, I don't know what you guys do call it. We drove around the block and we found the house that was opposite opposite that had a garden that was connected to her back garden,
Yeah.
and I had to climb over their front garden, unlatch the back door, so that Roxanne and I could then run through their back garden, climb over their fence, run down her garden, and then help her up to the scaffolding. And then of course I had to do the opposite, run back over back over to their garden so that I can get to my car and go. So those were the
Oh god.
yeah, those are the
my mom is gonna.
I'm sure she doesn't. I'm sure they're not watching. I'm sure they're not watching. But those are the lengths that we would go, that I went anyway, to get to my Rapunzel. So yeah, not much, but that's all I've got at the moment.
Well,
so yeah, who's gonna give us a story?
So I got two options for you here. Do you want funny and gross, or do you want just funny? And funny and gross happened to me as an adult. Just funny happened to me as a kid. So it's your call. What do you want? Funny and gross, or funny and funny?
I don't know why you even asked that question.
Okay,
just funny and gross. It's got to be funny and gross, isn't it?
Yeah, sure, that's fine. Just remember, you asked for it. So, I don't know, a few years or so ago, I was on my way to work, and I go into work, and I usually get there before most people. There's a handful of people there, but I pull into the parking lot, and at the time I was smoking. Like, I was a full-blown smoker at the time, and I decided to get out and step over to the side and have a cigarette before I went into work. And as I was standing there having a cigarette, my stomach started rumbling, and I was like, well, man, what is going on? This early morning time. So I just decided to let out a little gas and finish my cigarette and then go into work. And then as I was standing there, I felt something and realized that
true.
I realized that I possibly had not let out a little gas, but possibly sharted on myself. Possibly, sharted. Yes, sharted on myself. Yes, it's what I assumed. I didn't know. I assumed, and so I gingerly walked back to the car, which is only like 10 feet or so. And there's still no one else is outside or anything. So I open the car door, and I'm standing there kind of between the car and the door or whatever. I grab some napkins out of the glove box. So I always keep a bunch of napkins, and just shove them down the back of my pants just to find out if in fact, if I had to put the cigarette out, or if I could finish my cigarette.
You still hold on to the cigarette then?
Cigarette firmly in the mouth. And so
that cigarette should have got kicked to the side ages ago, man. This is man.
No. I gotta, cigarettes are expensive. You can't just be throwing them out all willy-nilly. So, I find out that I have in fact soiled myself.
Follow through.
So I waddle into the building, and this is a long walk. Like, this is a long walk. And so I waddle tightly clenched into the building, all the way into the bathroom, all the way to the very back stall. And when I get the pants and everything down, I realize, okay, it's not as bad a damage as I thought, but I do, but the underwear has to go in the garbage. That's the first thing. Is like, I can't have these all day long. Like, and so it's minimal cleanup, but I still throw the underwear into the garbage and clean everything up, and then just to have to decide, do I go back home, which is a 25-minute drive, and change, or do I just go? I think I'm good. I'm already here. I don't want to go home because then I'm gonna be late for work. So I just went commando the rest of the day. In my jeans and shirts. So yeah. Stephen and I used to have a thing all the time, is like, Stephen has shit his pants more than me, but I've thought I shit my pants more than him. There's a lot of times that I think I have, but I really haven't. Is
this a good drink, or just is alcohol involved? Or is it just
no, this is just everyday life for the middle-aged guy.
Oh, please.
Okay. So first off, I have so many questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Everything you just said, and before I could say that, I gotta take my hat off to you because if I had soiled myself, I'm throwing the whole day away. I'm going home. I'm calling them. I'm telling them I don't feel good. There's nothing good coming out of me, and I need to be alone. Like that's just a bad.
You
That's
know,
just a bad thing all the way.
it's hard for me to take off work sick. It's hard for me to not go to work. Like vacation days are one thing, but it's hard for me to. I wake up in the morning if I don't feel good. Typically, I will go ahead and go to work anyway, and I'm almost always glad I went ahead and went in because it's like, well, I didn't burn any time or anything. I'm so
Yeah, I know that feeling. Although I think under the circumstances you mentioned, I think even if I'd come back, I think I'd have gone home and come back late.
no, it's just no. I was good. I was good to go. I was fine.
You almost did, didn't you?
That
Yeah.
for me, that would have been a deep dark secret I shared with my closest friends and or wife.
That's why that's why I got my hands back because I'm not sure I could have revealed that, but that's what makes Joey special, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've shared it on my own show before, and so it's not really a secret. But yes, I did. I immediately texted my wife and then texted Steven and told both of them like, this is what happened. This just happened. I mean, they both laughed at me. I mean, that's
Hold on. Oh, you text your missus? What? Like after it happened, you text her?
Yeah.
Roxanne, we're tight, man. We're tight. But I'm not texting her. First and foremost, I know if I do, that's something that she's gonna use against me for years to come.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me. I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, it's not like my wife is very loving and she would never use that against me. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
She's very loving, but she would absolutely use that against me for sure. But no, I did. I texted my wife and told her to text Steven and told him.
Jay bragged about it.
No, I didn't brag. I'm not bragging, but it's like, well, guess what I'm going through today. Guess how my morning started.
Oh, dear.
So, yeah.
Oh man.
How are you gonna top that, T?
So I got so many tales that I'm not even sure what direction I should go with this. So many sordid affairs. I'll give you an option. There's the girl in cosplay or the girl with no legs. I'll let you choose.
Oh man, I gotta go no legs, man.
The girl. What's the first one? The girl
cosplay
and cosplay.
Or the girl with no legs.
Yeah.
The girl with no legs.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so
they call her Stubbs.
No? God have mercy.
No, so in my internet dating days, I matched with this young lady who was very attractive, and I do mean very attractive. You can call her traditionally beautiful or whatever, but
did you play hard to get with her? I guess she doesn't really have a choice, does she?
So she was very well at hiding the truth, and in the course of us messaging back and forth, she ends up inviting me to her place, and I'm like, I'm cool with that, no problem. So what I didn't know was that the leg she was walking around on was prosthetics. With the cleverly disguised outfit and the tone matching legs, I realized that things weren't what they were. So we're sitting on the couch, and and she's like, let's watch a movie.
You were sitting,
and I'm
she
like,
was standing.
sure. Nah, we were both sitting on the couch, and she was like, let's watch a movie. We was talking or whatever, and I look around, see no TV in the living room. So she's like, come on. So I follow her back to her room. You know,
Hmm.
I disrobe and join her on the bed, and then I hear a suction cup sound, and I was like,
Started already.
hmm. So
Yeah.
what I didn't know was where the sound was coming from. So I'm thinking like, did something get stuck in like the AC vent, or did she pop a cork on something? And then I hear it again, but the whole time it was her removing her legs from under the blanket. I didn't notice, right? So um we watching the movie, we get to cuddling, and then like I feel something hit my thigh, but I'm used to like feet like eventually hitting like my ankle. That never happened. So I went to like, grab a piece, and I went to rub down the leg, and she pulled my arm back up, and I was like, okay, that's that's different. Maybe I'm, touching something I shouldn't be touching or whatever.
Mm.
So she said, I gotta tell you something. And I was like, okay.
What now?
So then she whips the covers off, and I see the nubs, and I was just like trying not to be shocked. So I gave her my best stoic face and understanding, and she explained the situation about how she's not comfortable with, letting people know or whatever. And I'm just like, I mean, that's fine. You didn't have to lie to me about it. Like, I understand, no problem. So after, satisfying, I guess her worries or whatever, I went to town. It
Okay.
was kind of odd because I'm used to, you know, bending ankles back and stuff like that. So I had to remember.
And made your job easier.
Yeah. My days.
Good Lord.
I had to be sensitive. I had to be sensitive in my movements, you know what I mean, and not forget. And then so I like doggy style. She likes doggy style, but there was no nothing to help heighten the situation. So I had to, put some pillows under her. It was okay. I mean, it was better than I thought. I just, I had to get the whole mental image out my head that there's nothing below like where the knee used to be. So, it was different. So she has some powerful thighs. I tell her that, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to you. You know who you are if you're listening. Man.
So
But,
many questions, but none that I can ask.
So why are you not together anymore if she was so good?
oh, I mean, we knew what it was. I went
Oh,
over her
okay.
house for the first time and we smashed. Like, that wasn't exactly uh the best way to start a relationship. She wanted to bust one, and I wanted to too. So, we we scratched each other's back, quote unquote.
Yeah. So how did she lose her legs?
Oh, accident.
Oh,
Not her
okay.
fault, you know. But I mean, she gets along just fine, you know what I mean? Like,
It-
um it was
well,
actually funny because she ended up knowing another girl who was actually paraplegic, who my friend ended up hooking up with. And it's funny because I call her Stubbs and he called her Hot Wheels. So it was just like one of those things, that just like randomly happened.
I just don't buy the whole I don't like sharing this with people thing, because you don't want to tell them through a message or show it in your photos, but you're willing to have somebody come over to your house, get undressed, and get in bed. I don't know. I mean, is that just maybe she's like, well, they've come this far. I bet you they're gonna hang out and finish what we started.
I'm assuming
Well,
that's exactly.
according to her, no one's turned her down. So, you know,
No, she's down
missing
far enough
them be
already.
damned.
Yeah. I guess
No,
takes you to
No,
that length, that level, then yeah, I'm not that surprised that no one's turned her down, especially if you said if she's attractive. But maybe if she had told you from the offset, then maybe you wouldn't have continued. Who knows? But interesting, man. Interesting.
Do you think you would have still went over there if she'd have said from the start, "I don't have any legs"?
yeah. I mean, it's just like when the girl told me she didn't have any teeth. I wanted to know what that felt like, you know? Curious
right.
minds,
All right.
Joey. Curious
I'd have
minds.
to. Yeah, curious minds. I was curious something. I'd have called her Lieutenant Dan. That's what I'd have called
Hold
her.
up a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What did he just say? Someone told you I haven't got any teeth, and you rushed over. Is that what you just said to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Not me.
mean,
No.
all right. So all I can say is just, let your imagination run wild with that and you'll understand.
Somebody says they got no ears, you're gonna flash out a signal in Morse code and that you'll be over there in a minute.
If you said if someone told me they had no ears,
Yeah, you gonna flash out a signal on Morse code to them. I'll be there in a minute.
if they told me, that means they can hear.
Sure.
Not necessarily.
So I guess you went to say if they message me that'd be one thing,
No.
but I mean, no ears. I mean,
Yeah.
that's different. That's like you see somebody with no eyebrows. It'll take you a while to figure out why their face looks like that. But then you can be like, oh, no
Not
eyebrows.
quite,
Like,
not
you know what I'm saying?
quite the same. Not quite the
No, I
same.
don't think so either.
No
Yeah.
ears, no eyebrows. No, I'm not buying that one.
Because think about it. Like some women have like the way their hair like covering the side of their face or whatever, and you're not exactly, unless you like expecting to see like dangling earrings, you're not exactly looking for how cute a girl's ears look or something like that. You know what I mean? So you're like, oh, you might go to brush something behind the like her hair off or something to like grab her ear because that's an erogenous zone, and then next thing you know, you like trying to rub for something that's not there, and it's like, oh, I can stop
I
that.
don't know. I believe
know
when
what
I
I mean?
walked up to them and introduced myself and they'd acted like I hadn't spoken, I might know something was up. Oh,
Yeah.
man. No
I
legs.
mean, that's true.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't met anybody with no ears yet, but you can be deaf. You can be deaf with ears. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not here
We're talking
to
about things.
discard anybody.
We're talking about body parts missing, not senses missing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you, Big T, from Cheryl Nisi Brooks. She says, Curious Minds is right. Curious if condoms are being used.
Oh yeah, of course.
And she
That's
also said, smashing.
She said what?
That's a lot
Did-
of smashing.
Did you put one over each leg or just one leg?
No, I was very sensitive to her sensibility about her legs, so I was very mindful of that, and I didn't bring much attention there unless warranted. Two, for the young ladies asking, that's not how I get down. I'm always protected unless it's my birthday and I've been with the girl for longer than a year, but that's a whole nother thing.
Oh,
That's
longer
too much
than a year.
information.
Longer than a year.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Cheryl also says, well, at least he's not picky.
Hey, love is love, right?
I didn't think love was involved.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not what I mean, Joey. I mean,
okay. I'm
yeah, the act of the vertical monster mash. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
get you.
you can't just give out half performances. You got to give at least 110% on the first go around, so that way you can get a second invite. You know what I mean? Just in case.
Why are you giving 110%? She's only giving you 50%.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
No, trust me.
I guess
She-
technically it's 66% if you count the whole body, but still.
Oh, God.
no, she trust me. She gave me 100% and some. So I mean, I got
Just
breakfast
imagine how
out
much
there.
better it could have possibly been if she had something from below the knees. You wouldn't have had to stop and use pillows or anything like that. It's just been good to go.
Hey,
Don't mind him, T. Don't mind him. She's trying to spoil a beautiful moment.
hey, it is what it is. You know what
It
I
is
mean?
what it is.
So
I got a few comebacks from Cheryl. She says, "Are you still with the legless woman?"
No.
But I hear good things though.
Okay.
So, Roxanne, did you want to
I was going
follow
to
through? Or...
you took my story.
Oh.
You took my story. Well, it would have been a continuation of one of those events.
Ah, okay. I'm not sure we
Yeah.
want to continue with those events. No. All right. Let's quickly hop into discussion time, shall we?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the discussion today is the role of a man. Is it the role of a man to provide and protect? So yeah, this question isn't just for you guys, but this is for all the people out there watching or listening. I want your thoughts too. Is the role of a man to provide and protect? So T, what say you?
Like I said before, technically yes. That, you know, traditionally is something that a man shoulders, and it's usually solely up to the man to, you know, provide and to, you know, also be like a protector for his loved ones in his household and anybody who might, you know, dwell within that, you know, inner circle. You know what I mean? But I also believe that
This guy's always swinging on both sides of the fence. Go on. You also believe it?
I also believe that, you know, your partner should want to protect him in a way, not always in a, you know, a more physical sense, but, you know, uh in other aspects of the relationship. You know, I think it should be that equal you know, partnership when it comes to that, you know.
So first you said you thought it was a role of the man. Then you ended up saying it's an equal thing. So now
No, that's not what I said. I
fault.
said traditionally it's a man's role to provide for his, you know, family or his loved ones or however, and to protect them as well. I also said that a woman should protect a man in other aspects of his life, not necessarily financially or, you know, physically, but, you know, other ways, emotionally, mentally, you know, things of that nature.
So what about you, Joey? What are your thoughts on the subject?
Yeah, I think it is for sure. I mean, I don't have any crazy explanation. I've got some articles to back it up, but yeah, I say it is a man's job to provide and protect. Does that mean
Okay,
that the woman does that mean that the woman can't provide some as well? But no, but I think ultimately, yeah, it's a man's job.
all right, because my thought was just I think T touched on it, that isn't it the you could argue the role of both. You can't say it's the role of the man to protect and then say it's also the role of the woman to protect then.
Well, you can each have. I mean, two people can have the same role. They
Then
can.
when
I'm
you
not.
say
Go ahead. Go ahead.
well, to say it's the role of a man to provide then and protect then doesn't really make sense if you can then in the same sentence say it's also the role of the woman to provide and protect.
Well,
Then-
so what I meant though was like, it is a man's role to provide and to protect. That doesn't mean that a woman can't work a job and bring money into the household as well. That's also providing. It's not the sole provider, but it is also providing. And as far as protect goes, I mean, the man goes to work and then the woman's there. She's, you know, and there's kids in the house, whatever. You're going to have to protect some. But I think ultimately it's the man's role to make sure that things are set up so that that's possible as far as the protection goes. I mean, lately it seems like we've gotten into guns a lot, but I mean, that's one thing. My wife didn't feel safe here at one point. She said she wanted a gun, so I got a gun here. We got a gun for her.
Just want to interject with a few comments made on Facebook.
Okay.
Cheryl Nisi Brooks says, these days and times it's everyone needing to provide and protect.
Who said that?
Cheryl Nisi. I hope I'm saying her middle name, Brooks.
Well, I think I'm more steering towards what she's saying than it's the role of a man. But yeah, Karen, any more? And
she also says it's mentally and emotionally a man's role to protect.
Okay, I hear that.
We've also got our favourite, Emma Ladson.
Oh, Emma around.
Yes.
Hey, Emma.
She says, yes, and so says my mate in Hawaii. I don't know what she means by that. Maybe she can explain. What else have we got? Oh, Cheryl's saying quite a lot. She says that we are programmed to believe it's only for a man, but a woman provides as well.
Well, that's I think what I'm alluding to both of you. I mean, so let me ask this quick question then. Joey, I'll ask you directly. So when's the last time then that you protected your woman?
Well, I mean, it depends on what you consider protecting. I mean, there's lots of, protection that's such a broad thing. I mean, as far as protecting from someone trying to hurt her, God, that's been a long time. But, everyone in a family kind of helps to protect each other from different things. I mean,
but see, we just said that everyone, and that's exactly what I think. Everyone in the family protects each other. So if everyone in the family protects each other, then it's not really the role of the man. Then it's something that I think you hope that.
But the question is not, is it only the man's role to provide and protect? The question is it a man's role to provide and protect? And it can be everyone's role, and the answer to that question still be yes.
I think when it asks that question, I think that it's asking the very question: is it the role of the man in the family? What is the role of the man? Is it his role? Is it his job to provide and protect?
I think first and foremost, that's his job. Yes.
First and foremost.
I think it's his before it's anyone else's. That doesn't mean that other people can't. It doesn't mean that other people in the family can't do it as well. But I think it is first his job to do that.
Joey, I think what Andre is trying to say is that if someone broke into the house, he equally believes that sending Roxanne out there to take care of it is okay, and nothing against saying that she can't. He's just saying that there's nothing the matter with that. Basically, you know what I'm saying. So
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's a great line to say that the man provides and protects, but regarding protection, for instance, there is very little protection I think that women need these days. Of course, if something happens and you're there and there's anything that you can do, you will try to protect her, of course. But then on the other hand, if you were somewhere and you were attacked by someone, the chances are that your female partner would try to do something to assist you as well. And my point is that I think it's just a natural instinct that you look to protect someone that you love. It's not so much the role of the man. It's just the role that you undertake. It's just something that you do when you're with someone that you love. And that's really what I'm alluding at. And even the providing thing in this day and age. So what about the man who earns less than the woman?
What about it?
Is he still? You said that those are what's the word you use? The fundamental roles as a man is provide and protect.
I think it's first and foremost.
First and foremost. So how does he do that? If he's with a woman who's earning more than him, and
but it's not. What I'm saying is not that he has to earn the most. It's just that, if only one person's going to go out and earn, then it should fall on him first. But if you're with somebody that has the ability to earn more money than you, then by picking up all the other slack, you are in turn kind of providing, because you're providing that opportunity for her to go out and earn more money since she can earn more than you. My wife is far more educated than I am. So when she's healthy and able to go out and work, she can definitely earn more money than I do. We've been through that before, but I
So
just,
the man
I,
is
no
providing
one, but whoever
right,
looks, whoever,
everything around the house while the wife goes out and works. That makes him the provider. Is that what you're saying?
no, I'm not saying it makes him the provider. I said he is contributing to that.
Of course he is, yes, but that
Yeah,
doesn't make him
but
a provider. So
sure,
I'm
but
sure.
I'm not saying that it's
So
only the man's role to provide. I'm just saying that it
Okay,
does
all right.
first and
So,
foremost. I'm saying it does first and foremost fall to him.
so even if the woman made more than the man in that situation, doesn't mean that he still is not the provider.
so how is he going to provide then? If he's, oh, what about, all right? Let's make it so that there's no.
Because you're making it sound like he's making 40,000 a year and she's making 120,000 a year, like, just in the comparison. So, okay, yeah, it would make sense if she, took care of the bills and things like that. And what if the husband wasn't going for that? What if, his pride or whatever, or just his, the way he was raised and his sense of sensibility said, regardless of what my wife does, I'm still going to be the provider for this household in that
Well,
sense.
isn't that what
And
causes problems in a relationship? If he's not able to provide, but his mind is still telling him, I have to be the provider, then I'm assuming that relationship's going to have problems. What about the,
that's
what
what I'm
about
saying.
the,
What makes you think he's not able to provide?
because his wife's the one who's earning the money, the real money. Let's put it so that there's no grey area. There's a lot of scenarios now. There's a lot of scenarios now where, here in the UK anyway, I'm assuming it's everywhere, where you're in a relationship, your missus earns more than you have a child. After discussion, it's decided that because your wife earns more than you, it makes sense that she continues to work and you look after the child.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So what happens in that scenario then? How do you maintain this male must be the provider when your wife is out there earning the money and bringing it in, and you are looking after the house and the child?
Well, I mean, it's not, I mean, being a provider isn't exclusively money. Like,
Of course.
I
Of
mean,
course.
providing opportunity for more money to come into the house so that you are better off or things are covered is providing as well. And I would say in the scenario you laid out,
Mhm.
the man sucking it up and putting his pride aside is providing that opportunity for your family to have more money.
So what about when the man goes to work and the wife is looking after the kids? Is she not sucking it up and providing? Isn't she the provider then? Because she is staying at home and looking after the kids
Well,
and
yeah,
allowing.
they're both being providers in both scenarios, but there is also, but to say that a woman has to suck it up to stay home with the kids, that's not equal, because that's not the general thought of society, as far as that a woman, a man, I mean, think about, immediately you're going to look down on a man that chooses to stay home. In general, people are going to immediately look down on a man that chooses to be a stay-at-home husband while the wife goes to work, and they're going to look much differently upon that than if a mother is a stay-at-home mom and the man goes to work. So anyway,
I want to interject because I've got quite a few people blowing up. Emma Ladson says, my friend tells me that all the time. As the head of the family, he says it's his role to provide and protect.
He's the head of the family.
Plus, he is a black belt in martial arts. Vincent Page has asked the question, what is the woman's role in all of this?
Tell him I said, hold your horses, mate. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting to that.
Cheryl Brooks, what if he's not there and Roxanne's protecting? I think that's going back to when Big T spoke about if an intruder came to
Oh,
the
right.
house.
Yeah, yeah.
We've also got Destiny Donna Cadell. She says provide can also define as supports in other ways, not just a financial situation.
I agree. I agree. So that's the point. So I just think that you know, a woman who could be just as supportive, you know, even though she may be at home, my point is that I'm just not sure that I think that men want to be called the providers. So a man who stays at home while his wife goes to work, he is a provider because he's providing the opportunity for his wife to work. But when it's the other way around, the wife isn't the provider. It's just, I'm not quite sure.
Cheryl's come back and said that definition is so vague because it's so many meanings of providing and protecting. So I think the definition that Destiny gave, she thinks is vague.
So, you know, a husband can be a provider and his wife could know White Lotus Kung Fu. She could be the protector of the household. All I'm saying is every family dynamic is different because, you know, a guy could say, I want you to stay home and raise the kids. And the wife could say, hell no. I love my career.
So
So
what happens in that situation? What happens in that situation then? Is the man still the provider and the protector?
yeah,
I mean-
but in that particular situation, 9 times out of 10, when the wife puts her foot down, you compromise and you make that scenario work. So I mean, it could be a situation to where they both work and now they have a babysitter or a nanny or whatever, because you know one person or both, you know, parents in the household, you know, want to work, and being house parents aren't their thing, or that's just something that they're not comfortable with doing. And by that, you know what I'm saying, you change the dynamic. It doesn't mean that the husband still isn't providing as well, because he could tell his wife to keep her money or take care of whatever she needs. Like if he doesn't like buying purses all the time, like she has a certain lifestyle that she wants to keep, okay, that's what you do with your money, but everything else is provided by me. You know what I mean? As far as, you know, essential needs and things like that. And he probably still is going to, you know, spoil her as well. I'm not saying that he can't do that or he won't do that. It just all depends on the situation. So you
Yeah.
can't really cut that out. That like I said in a beginning, this is traditionally how the roles go. Doesn't mean it's going to happen these days, especially with the way that the world
my
has
point.
changed.
That's my point.
Yeah.
And traditionally, men were the providers. I'm just not sure whether or not that's still the case. And I'm not sure that if a man is not the provider, that really makes him less of a man or anything like that. That's the point I'm making. I read somewhere that there are 4 fundamental roles of a man: provider, protector, leader, teacher.
Well, so I had that the 3 P's of manhood were protect, procreate, provide. Like that's what I have here. I mean, but to say, like, because you said that I'm not sure that makes him less of a man, and that's not really what I'm saying. I'm not saying it does, but I'm saying even if he's not providing or protecting, that doesn't mean it's not his role. That doesn't mean that's not what he should be doing.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
So-
So again, the
My
man who
argument is that that's his role. My argument is not that that's what men are doing. My argument is that's what they should be doing.
Okay. Yeah. Again, I just think that I'm just not sure. That means, yeah. So the man who stays at home and looks after the child because his wife earns more isn't doing his role. But that, I guess, that is
Well,
like,
I mean, that's it, you know, I am painting in broad strokes. I mean, so
yeah, we always do.
I
I know.
get it. Yeah. I mean, I get it. There are situations where that's what's necessary for the family to be better off, for the man to stay at home and the wife to go out and work. And I get that, you know. I mean, there's a comedian, Brad Williams, who's a dwarf, and he's married to a normal size, whatever word you'd use, woman, and she protects him, but that's also because she's a black belt in like jujitsu or something like that. So it's part of his comedy. Like it comes up in his comedy. But I mean, so does that make him less of a man? No, I'd claim his height makes him less of a man. But still, I mean, no. But you know, he is providing. He's going out making money. So I mean, you know, you play the hand you're dealt. I still think it's a man's role. It doesn't mean all men are doing it.
Nisi Brooks says our parents lived those days.
Yeah, that's my point. You know, that's my point. Our parents lived those days, but I think times are changing, and yeah, I'm not sure. I also got here a list of 15 things every man supposedly needs to do. So you can just quickly tell me if you guys agree with this. Take responsibility for his actions and decisions.
Yeah,
I think that's not just for men; it should be women as well.
That's my point. That's my point.
Yeah, but that statement is neither protecting or providing. That's just a.
Oh yeah. But I'm assuming that a man's got there's more. I'm assuming he's got more roles than just to provide, protect, and procreate. Second one is be a provider and strive to be good at that. That's what it says. I don't know who wrote this, but yeah. But again,
so I know what article you're reading that off of because I have the same article pulled up here.
All right.
Okay. It's from hackspirit.com. So
I don't know where it is. I just copy and paste it. Works hard and pursues his passions because
he is thinking ahead.
Again, to me, all these things again are just things that you would expect anyone to do, and that's why. And it's the same as provide and protect. I think we like to put people in these little boxes and say, yes, this is what he should do. This is what she should do. But yeah, he shows strength and is manly. Do you guys agree with that?
I absolutely agree with that. I think men have very much fallen away from manliness and masculinity, and I blame society. And while I'm not a right-wing guy, I blame left-wing media on and left-wing social and political things on the decline of manliness. I mean, 100%. I ask my wife semi-regularly, probably once every couple of years. And say,
can I be a man today?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Can I have my legs back so I can go out and be a man? No, I do. I mean, I asked her a couple of weeks ago. I was like, do you consider me like a manly or masculine person? Like, am I manly or masculine? I think masculine is the word I used. Like,
get back in that kitchen, start asking dumb questions.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. But no, but you know, she gives
what did she say?
What did she say? That's not important. Yes, no, she said she does for sure. Like she said she does. She thinks I'm a masculine person. I mean, I'm into man stuff. Like my hobbies and my likes are all like kind of generally more man.
Just because you watch porno, mate, that doesn't mean you're manly.
No. I'm into cigars, whiskey. I like to smoke a pork butt on my grill and I like cars. There we go.
There are women who like those things too, Joey. I'm just
no, there are and they're pretty masculine. I mean,
so T, you're quite there. He shows strength and is manly. Do you think then that is one of the 15 things every man supposedly needs to do? He shows strength and is manly. Oh, you agree with that as well? Okay.
Yeah.
So do you agree? Go ahead.
What is manly to you? What's manly?
I mean, lots of things are manly.
No, I want T to answer this one.
Okay.
You made it quite clear.
Oh, to be the alpha of the pack, to be the front runner, the announcement that my tribe is here. And if you come near one of my cubs, I'm gonna take your head off. Something you said earlier. You said something about women not always needing to be protected. That's not always true. Like for me, I was in a situation where I almost had to slap a guy a couple of weeks ago because of a lady. So I look at situations like that, like. Guys these days, they don't know how to take no for an answer. A lot of them don't know how to speak to women. A lot of them don't know how to or certain women don't know how to let certain things go. You know, when a lady starts talking crazy to me, I walk away. That's me protecting her from hurting her feelings. I'm not gonna put my hands on her, but I'm gonna say something that's gonna either get her more upset or make her do something stupid. You know, and you know, it's just you got to know how to handle certain things. You know what I mean? Like if my girl started telling me a stupid story from work, I'm gonna walk away from her because I'm protecting her from me hurting her feelings from saying that's dumb. You should let it go, but she doesn't feel that way. You know what I mean? Like
The
to
middle of
her,
telling
it's
you
a big
something, you
deal.
walk away. It's not hurting her feelings. You're not
No,
supporting her
no.
emotionally.
Yeah, I've had to learn over the years that just because they want to tell you something doesn't mean they want you to fix it. Just be quiet and
Yeah,
listen.
yeah. I can hear that story and still give you the same response. What she's looking for is someone to vent to and somewhat understand.
Is
But
that such a bad thing?
N-
Isn't that
no,
part of what we're here for? No.
you said to be vented to and be understanding.
Yeah,
Well,
here's 4 words that'll get you through that conversation every time, Big T. When she starts complaining about something from work, these 4 words, yeah, that bitch crazy. That's all you say, and then you sound understanding and like you're on her side.
No,
And
no.
that's
I trust me. I've been there. I've done that. But after years of experience, when it comes to logical situations, I know that that doesn't really resonate with a lot of women. So I use my logical way of thinking of just agreeing and walking away. Because if you go too far in it, then you become an active participant in the crazy. And I don't want to be that.
all
yeah,
right.
but sometimes you just gotta let it out though. That's the thing. I mean, sometimes you just
like
gotta let that stuff out.
like I said, I'll be the pillow she screams
Sound
into metaphorically,
Yeah.
so she can feel better about it. But
I
I'm not going to
look,
co-sign,
I screamed at a hot
unless
dog in my car one time because it made me feel better. So, you know.
Can you imagine what people outside who saw that? I wonder what they thought.
Yeah, that would have been something. But no, I did. Yeah, for sure I've done that before.
I got so many comments, and I'll wait till we go to break to bring it up. I'm telling you. Mm.
So yeah, all the other ones. He deeply respects you. He shows leadership by taking the first initiative. Okay. He commits to the relationship fully. I mean, come on. It sounds to me like someone's just desperate to find 15 things to add to the list. I mean, surely
Was this
that's just.
article wrote by a woman?
I don't know. Jerry,
Hold on. I'll look. Give me just a second.
I'll keep reading while you do. He provides anchor. After me, I did
No,
wonder.
this is written by a man.
Okay.
He
Okay.
provides anchor and support to his partner. He loves you and is not shy to show it.
Right.
He adds value to your life. I mean,
Do I not add value to yours?
well, that's my point. These are meant to be 15 things that every man supposed to needs to do, but they're things that anybody in a relationship needs to do.
Yeah, I don't know that all of those things are something that everyone in a relationship needs to do. I don't.
All right,
I mean,
apart
I
from the
don't, I don't-
manly one.
Yeah,
I'm not, which
for
one,
sure.
apart from that one,
I disagree with that.
what's that?
I think a woman can do those things as well.
Yeah,
You
I think
know,
so
That's
too.
my
I'm just
point. But
saying, like, not all of them.
apart from the manly one,
so
I'm not quite sure.
so the comedian you were talking about, his
Yeah.
wife protects him.
Sure, but that's out of necessity. That's not normal. That's an outlier. I mean,
So
Okay, and so are people in relationships. Everyone brings something different to the table.
yeah,
Doesn't
but
mean they can't equally provide in a way that's traditionally accepted or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
I
if
agree with
I
that.
was if I was a house husband and my wife was taking care of things financially, it's not normal. And 9 times out of 10, that's probably like maybe 10% of the entire population where you see those things on, and what I'm saying, like in a city, town, or place or whatever. You know what I mean? Like 9 times out of 10, the shoe's on the other foot, right?
Sure, I get that.
Okay. So
I think
it's all about what you accept in your particular relationship. You know what I mean? So like if a guy doesn't mind being the solo anchor or whatever, or accept the woman can't do certain things or whatever, you know, that's on him. Doesn't mean that it's not happening elsewhere.
no, I get that, and I think my thing on this list is I'm not when I say yes, those are all things a man should be doing. I'm not saying a woman shouldn't do it. The question is whether a man should be doing those things or not, and the answer is unequivocally yes. But it's
No,
not.
but
My answer is not only a man should be doing those things.
then the question is tainted. Then the question is it's an incorrect question. The question then should be, should these things be done in a relationship? The question is wrong there, because the question indicates that this is something that men are supposed to do. But it's really
Yeah, he doesn't. He
anyone in a
doesn't
relationship.
say on.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
but
doesn't say only though. Just like the question you asked, is it a man's job to solely provide and protect?
yeah, it's not. It's not his sole. It's not his sole thing, but it first and foremost it falls to him. And just like I think all those things are that way. I mean, I think all those things you just read off of that list they fall to a man. If a woman doesn't do those things, whatever. It's not to say that some of those things she shouldn't do, but a man 100% should be doing those things. The
It's
Well,
like
providing and
a
protecting should fall to the woman as well. But I mean, I would venture to say if you read that list off as far as read it off for women, the questions would be, I mean, the list would be written slightly differently. It would be the same gist for each thing, but I think it would be written slightly differently.
What last one? He stays in a relationship no matter what.
That's an interesting one.
That's old school right there. You know, tough it out for 80 years and you can't stand the other person laying beside you. That's tough right there.
I mean,
well, basically, the person who wrote this, she thinks it's probably in his 70s. No,
no,
Yes,
he's definitely not.
I would agree with.
Yeah.
That I would agree.
No, he's definitely not.
Oh,
Give me a second. I'll see if I can get the picture of him pulled up.
So
here.
again, what did you say about he stays in a relationship no matter what? That has got to be surely.
no one.
Exactly. I mean, there's some people I'm in an R in.
Yeah, I mean that's different. I mean, I don't know. Hold on, I've got a picture of the guy here. Give me just a second. But he stays in a relationship no matter what is different. Can you see that there?
Okay.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
He's
He looks a
probably been
bit
talking.
like you, Joey.
He's been talking to his dad, isn't he?
Oh,
To his dad, mate.
looks like me. I don't know about that.
Looks a bit like you.
I don't know about that.
He looks like he's in his 20s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He's been talking. Yeah, exactly. Too young to know. He's too young to know, but he's been talking to his dad.
Well, I mean, it's
Okay, so let me ask you this scenario. You you've been married 40 years or let's say 20 years or whatever, and you've been on vacation or you've been out of town at work for a month or whatever. You know, you come back, your wife's pregnant, and you haven't been home, and you didn't freeze any sperm. You staying with her?
The reality is, even if I wanted to, I couldn't. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. The whole relationship would just become terrible. Yeah, no. The answer is no. I'm not man enough to deal with that. That's my honest answer.
Okay.
I mean, that's not what the guy's talking about on this list. I mean, because it specifically calls out whether it's a toxic relationship or not. But
no, I mean relationships are tough.
Just asking a question. Big T's just asking a question. It's a straight question. So what is your answer?
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Okay. So not everyone, like Andre said, not everyone's man to shoulder the responsibility possibly of another man's child, and to have his wife betray his confidence and
That's
trust,
a big problem,
and
right? That's the first problem right there.
yeah, like the vows in marriage, forgive her and also continue to
That's not a
love
vow in
her
marriage. That's not
through
a
thick
vow
and
in
thin.
marriage. Forgive
How
is
do
not a vow
how
in marriage, and neither
no
is
no
continuing a relationship like that. No,
no
I'm
I'm
thinking about the
saying
other man. I'm giving him a chance to be with a woman he's having a kid with.
oh, you talking about breaking up a home.
I mean, I just that's also a drastic outlier. That's not what they're talking about in this staying together no matter what. I mean,
And
for the most,
it
but here's the
commonly
thing.
happens.
I know a lot of people, a lot of guys that would stay together in that situation if they felt like there was some I'm sorry, I hate that I did this, whatever kind of thing, and they felt like
if there was remorse,
if there was remorse, I feel like they would stay together in a situation like that.
and why do you
Hey,
think
it's
they would? Why
201,
is that?
everybody.
Because I think they do. I mean, you'll forgive a lot of things when you love somebody.
But is it love or is it something else? Is it that you, I don't know, you
No, I
imagine
think
you're
it's
Yeah.
scared to, yeah.
well, but you could call that love, but no, I mean, you can, that's the thing. I mean, I think I talked to the two of you about this on my show. Is like, I'm one of those people that believes that the love you choose on a daily basis is way more important than that lovey-dovey feeling that you have. But I'm not saying I would do that. But I'm saying that you can love somebody enough that you would stay with them in that situation.
Okay. On that note, shall we go to commercial break?
Yeah, we'll go to break and then we will be right back.
For sure.
It's the Indiana's music video show, playing all the best soul music videos, and it's better than the radio. So sit back and enjoy the show. It's the Indiana's music video show, playing all the best soul music videos, and it's better than the radio. So sit back and enjoy the show.
Keep it grown, it's sexy. We ain't playing no games. Tell me what's your love language. You can fill in the blanks. Touch me, tease me. No, my name is not Case. Indie Artist Music Video Show. Let's watch it at my place.
Welcome to Soul TV, and we are now streaming live on Television 2.0. We will provide new TV shows such as documentaries, reality TV shows, talk shows, cookery programs, music shows, concerts, red carpets, and more events, and a whole lot more. If you would like to find out more or run your own stream television channel, check us out on the website. All right, that's www.stream.com. Again, that's www.stream.com. Soul TV on Stream Television 2.0. It's the station that gives you more.
Alrighty, yep. And we're back with part two, Something with the Weekend. And I'm here with Roxanne, Big T, and Joey. So look, we're discussing the role of man. And we're supposed to move on to something a little more in depth. Why are we here? But I'm not sure we finished on this topic.
Okay.
If we have, let me know. But before we do anything, I want to share this video. And as I share the video, I want to ask the similar question of what is the role of a baby daddy after a breakup? I don't know if you guys saw that McDonald's baby mama.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's show.
All right, let me quickly just play it because it's quite quick, if I can. Tell you. Oh, maybe I can't.
So
Okay.
give me just a second, and I'll try to pull it up.
Thank you so much, but that shouldn't be needed. Can you guys see anything on my screen yet?
No.
Oh, why did you say stop sharing then?
Yep, there we go. There it is.
Yeah, I see.
Look, y'all.
Can you hear it?
Every fucking day, my baby daddy come here with one fucking meal for my child. But I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids from McDonald's though? Like that's bogus as hell. Like you're not gonna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there you go. And I bet you he only got one thing in there. I bet you he don't even. I'm finna expose him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just one burger? One burger, one fry? What he like? What do you mean? Okay, what about my other kids? What about your other kids? Okay, but them your kids' siblings though. What are you talking about? Them my kids, them your kids' siblings though. So my other kids finna be left out. Get my food stamps to the 7. If you help out though, you're not helping out. I'm not trying to help. I'm trying to help my son. How are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids? His
All right,
siblings.
I don't know if we need to watch it all.
Them are his siblings though.
But you get the general gist, yeah? You get the general gist.
Yeah.
So again, yeah, the role of a baby daddy. So my question is, in that scenario, is she right? Is he right?
She is 100% wrong.
Yeah.
T, what do you reckon?
I agree that she's in the wrong. That video to me said more about her than it did about the child's father. Number one, as I watched the full version of that video, it showed me that, and this is for all the fellas out there and for the ladies too, you got to choose who you decide to bring a life in the world with correctly.
Sure,
sometimes things switch up. People don't reveal their true intentions until things go left or they don't go their way, but situations like that happen more often than not, unfortunately. And to me, I trying the best to have a solid foundation when it comes to being a co-parent with the mother of a child should be one of his top priorities, especially if they're not together in a relationship. But if that can't be controlled, being the best parent and provider he can to his child should be his top priority. And if their relationship was different, what actually happened was, to me, she doesn't have a good relationship with her other kids' parents, and she's not financially able to take care of her kids, so she's trying to push it on him and browbeat him and try to make put pressure on him to provide what she's lacking, when he's probably doing all he can just to provide for his son, especially these day and age, because we don't know their history or their background. But it's not his fault that she can't provide for her kids. And maybe he could have helped out if that's what she needed, but the way she carried on and the way her attitude is, like, it makes him not even want to try. He makes him not even want to deal with her on a daily basis or even routinely just be there for the son. And that's just unfortunate.
Yeah, there's no doubt that.
I was going to say, Cheryl Nisi Brooks says, wow, she's out of line. She should have cashed at him some money for the other kids.
All right. So my only question is that, what do you think she should have done? Of course, her attitude was crazy, but do you think she should have taken the McDonald's and then just gave it to her son?
Yeah.
And what about all the other kids?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Her whole argument was that she didn't want the rest of her kids to feel slighted because out of all of her baby fathers, he was the one who's actually, bringing, their siblings to McDonald's, which is understandable. It doesn't make it right, though. You know what I mean?
Because she might be saying the same thing. We don't know. we don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
and the question still stands: what should she have done? Should she have given the McDonald's to the one kid, or all the other
she
kids
could have.
standing there?
No, she could have checked herself and say, look, if you're going to bring him something to eat, take that money and could you get something for the same price that can feed all the kids, because I'm without. But her ego, her pride, or whatever it was,
But
wouldn't
he did
allow her
make
to
it
do
clear that
that.
he's not willing to do that. They're not his kids. He made it clear he's
No,
not willing
no,
to
no,
do
no. I said if she was sensible enough, but obviously their relationship was and still is so toxic that they can't even come to a basic agreement on anything.
Hey,
Because any sensible person will understand. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to sit there and just deny a starving kid from eating or anything like that, because any parent would sacrifice them eating over their kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't think
Sure.
he's that heartless, but I don't think she even put that thought in his head. He probably was unaware of the other kid's situation right then and there, and then got blindsided
hey,
with
so
not only that, but a phone in his face.
I hate to interrupt you guys, but just got a message from Bobby, and I was actually seeing that myself, that Facebook cut the stream because of a copyright violation.
Jesus
Um,
Christ! What
it's
the video that I just played?
the video. No, I don't think so. I don't know if it
Oh,
was
we know what
that
it is.
video
It's
or not.
something within the. So are we cut off now?
Well, we're cut off from Facebook, so just bear with me a moment, and I'm
Okay.
gonna.
You know what it is? It might be one of those records that played in the advert.
That's what I think it was. So if you're watching this, just hold tight. We'll be back live again in a moment, and I'll have to send you guys a link in just a minute, guys.
All right.